What's up everyone, I'm Chirag and welcome to part 8 of the tutorial series on AWS HTTP API. So guys, in this tutorial we will go through the path parameters within AWS HTTP API gateway. So basically path parameters are variable parts of the URL path, and I would say path parameters are kind of dynamic route or resource. Correct. So let's get started and create the path parameter. So here we will be creating a path parameter as a sub resource or route. So I'm already into the HTTP API that I have created. So I will click on routes from the left panel. So let's create a new route over here. We will say a post method or choose whichever method that you want. Here we are going to create a user route or the resource, and we will say create. So here we have the user resource or the route and the post method, and we will attach an integration over here. We will choose the existing one, that is HTTP API-lambda in my case. And if you want to create a new integration, then you can click over here, correct? And I will say attach integration. So this is basically the Lambda function as a part of my backend integration. So now we have created the resource along with the post method. So now let's say we want to apply CRUD operation on the user resource with parameters, correct? So for example, if we want to create the user and we want to pass the username as a parameter, and same goes for update and delete. So while we invoke the API endpoint, we also want to pass the parameter like which user name to create or which user to delete or which user to update or of which user you want to fetch or read the information, right? So in that case, what we can do is we can certainly create multiple methods over here, or we can also use the any method. So what we are going to do is here we are going to create a sub resource as a path parameter. So what we will do is we will say routes and we will say create and we will select any method, correct? And I will say create a sub resource within user. So I will say slash user slash curly braces. So if you want to define or mention the path parameter, you have to use the curly braces, and within that you can say, for example, username or whatever name you want to give, correct? So once you are done with this configuration, say create. So this route or resource would be created under the user route or the parameter, correct? So here you can see we have slash user, under that we have slash username, and this could be dynamic. Now what we will do is we are going to select that method and we will attach the integration. Again, for this demo purpose, we will use an existing integration and we will say attach integration. But in real scenario, you might have a different Lambda function or different backend integration and different logic to execute, right? But just for the demo purpose, we are using the same Lambda function. So now here we will also open the Lambda function, and I think we already have the print statement of the event, but let's double check. So yeah, here we have, that is on line number 4, that is print events. So within event, we will be able to see what kind of data we are getting in the event, correct? So now I can deploy it manually to the manual stage, or right, that is version 1 in my case. So I will say deploy to stage, and this has been configured successfully. So this is our path parameter, correct? So what we are going to do is we will navigate to stages. I will copy the invocation URL. I will say copy. I will open Postman, and here we are. I will open a new tab over here. I will paste the invocation URL and the resource name that I want to invoke. So in this case, it's user, and the method is post. So if you want to post anything, you can configure the content type header, say application slash JSON, or whatever type of payload that you want to pass. I will simply say raw payload and pass in a simple JSON. I will say message colon hello, and we will simply invoke this API endpoint. So right now what we are getting is, so you might be able to see that it's returning 202 instead of 200, right? It's because the parameter mapping. So let me configure it and remove the parameter mapping from here. So this is something that we have configured in the previous tutorial. So let me delete that. So now we have to redeploy this API to version 1 since we are using the version 1 stage. So we redeployed it. Now it should work. Say send, and it's 200 now. And here we have the message. So this was the basic API endpoint invocation, and it worked well, right? So let's even have a look at the CloudWatch logs of the Lambda function. So we will be able to see the event that we are getting, or the data that we are getting in the event. So here we are. Oops, we have multiple invocation. So here, as you can see, we have the invocation that is /user. Then the raw path is the stage name followed by the resource name or the route name. We don't have any query string parameter. Here we will be having the method that is post method, correct? Now what we will do is, now let's navigate to routes. Now let's say I want to pass the username, and let's say I want to delete it, right? So the given username that I want to delete. So what I'm going to do is /user/. Now this is going to be a dynamic one. So what we will pass here is we are going to pass the username. So let's say I am passing srcecde, and I want to perform the delete operation. So that's going to be the delete method, right? So again, this is dynamic. This is our path parameter. So this can be anything, any username, right? So what will happen is it will navigate to /user/ whatever username dynamically that we are passing. And since we have the any method, we can use any of the method that is supported by HTTP API gateway, right? So since we want to perform the CRUD operation, so we will say, for example, I want to delete this username, and we don't want to pass the payload or anything, correct? So I will delete this. I will say none over here, and we will simply say send. As you can see, it returns status code 200. The invocation is successful, correct? Now let's have a look at the CloudWatch logs. So I think it would be in the same log. So here we are at the very bottom. Let me delete this and re-invoke it again so that we can have the better view. I will say send. So here we have the log and the event. So what we are getting here is within the route key, it's saying any method, which is followed by /user/usernames, right? So that's our route key. So now if we look at the raw path, then here it says /version1, that is the stage name, followed by the route name, that is the user, and followed by the dynamic username that we are passing, that is srcecde. And now if we look at the method, that is basically delete, right? So what we can do is we can go back to Lambda function, write a logic if the method is delete, and then fetch the username and perform the operation. So that's how path parameter is working, right? Now, for example, I want to retrieve some information about the specific user. So I will say get method, retrieve information, for example, admin user, for example, right? I will say send, it runs successful. We can have a look at the logs over here. It's loading. And here we go. So again, if we look at the method, then it's the get method. So we can write a logic in the Lambda function. If the method is get, then fetch the username and perform the specific operation based on the HTTP method that user is trying to invoke or passing, right? So that's basically an example of the path parameter. Now here we created the path parameter as the sub resource or the sub route. But if you want to create the path parameter in the root resource or under the root resource, then you can simply say create, choose the method, get method, for example, enter curly braces and give it a name. I will say root path, something like this, and we will say create, right? So here, as you can see, we have the path parameter in the root path, correct? So that's how you can create or configure the path parameter. So here we just had a look at the example, but it also has some side effects, like we don't have to define explicit resources for the CRUD operation, and just changing the HTTP method will decide that which operation to perform, right? Which operation the user wants to perform. So basically it depends on the use case, correct, that what you want to use. You can also use the query string parameter for the same operation, right? So you can create a resource, have the method in place, and you can pass the username as the query string parameter, right, instead of the path parameter. So yeah, again it depends on the use case. So guys, that's all I wanted to cover in this tutorial, and as usual, if you want me to do tutorial on any use case or service, then please leave them below and I will try my best to come up with the tutorial as soon as possible. And if you have any queries or comments, then again please leave them below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.